Hello, friends. Today I'm going to tell you a real-life fairy tale from the world of animals. It will make you believe in miracles and true friendship. The story you're about to hear intertwines the fate of an ordinary dog and 3 little tiger cubs. Yes, you heard it right. A dog, like a true hero mother, took it upon herself to care for and raise 3 little predators. This story is filled with incredible moments of care, warmth, and mutual understanding between entirely different species of animals. Now, let me tell you all about it. A Labrador named Lou raised 3 adorable tiger cubs that were abandoned by their own mother. When the cubs grew bigger, they had to be separated from the dog, who had become their adoptive parent. However, something unbelievable happened 2 years later, something that no one could have imagined. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Celine is a well-known animal protection and environment activist. He goes above and beyond to help animals and deeply cares about them. Celine works part-time at a zoo in his hometown, where he looks after the animals, feeds them, and takes care of them. In addition to his job, he often rescues animals in distress. One day, on his way to work, he noticed a dirty Labrador puppy abandoned on the side of the road. He couldn't just leave the little animal there, and decided to take it with him. Celine found a place for the puppy at the zoo where it would receive proper care and grow up to guard the territory. He named the dog Lou. Her friendly and open nature made the zoo staff quickly grow very fond of her. Lou turned out to be a very loyal pet and followed her rescuer everywhere he went, looking with interest at the large predators in their enclosures. Celine is a member of several organizations that rescue wild animals all over the planet. The staff of these organizations often call him, asking to help abandoned or sick animals by finding them a spot either at the zoo or at an animal shelter. Celine does everything in his power to help the unfortunate animals and alleviate their suffering. 3 years after rescuing Lou, Celine got a call from an employee at one of the charitable organizations who told him about 3 small tiger cubs that were left without a mother. If the cubs didn't get help immediately, they would most likely die. Celine tried to figure out how he could help the poor animals. He was mostly used to saving birds and animals living in the city, who were a bit smaller. Nevertheless, the young man promptly arranged for a comfortable new home for the cubs at the zoo. However, there was still one problem left. He needed to figure out how to feed the cubs who were still very little but refused to take the bottle. After the local vets made sure that the cubs were healthy and could grow up to be big and strong, Celine got a wild idea. He took his beloved Lou to the enclosure and the 3 cubs. Surprisingly, Lou didn't chase away the cubs but even approach them, sniffing each one in turn. Thus, the friendly Labrador showed the cubs that she posed no threat to them. Meanwhile, the little orphan cubs started eagerly snuggling up against her soft, furry sides. Lou, who had recently given birth to her own puppies, even allowed the cubs to nurse. The hungry cubs eagerly latched onto her and didn't want to let go of the big and kind dog. Celine and his colleagues joyfully realized that their idea had worked. The big and kind Labrador didn't hesitate and let her maternal instinct take over, taking great care of the cubs. She adopted them and treated them as her own, taking on the role of the mother they had lost. For the next 3 months, Lou continued to feed and care for the tiger cubs as if they were her own puppies, until the cubs grew up a bit and could eat on their own. Thanks to the dog's nourishing milk as well as her care, the little tigers quickly grew stronger and gained weight. The local vets were happy to note that the abandoned cubs' lives and health were no longer in danger. Even as the cubs grew and eventually matched Lou in size, she still continued to care for them as if they were her own offspring, while the playful trio treated the kind dog as their one and only mother. However, time came when Lou and the tiger cubs had to part ways. The cubs needed to adapt to life among their own kind, while their significantly grown claws started posing danger to their adoptive mother. Celine had never planned to arrange a reunion for Lou and the tiger cubs she raised. However, 2 years later, fate intervened. One day, in the midst of summer, a powerful typhoon hit the city. It was the strongest one in years. The zoo staff, including Celine, did everything in their power to protect the animals from the bad weather, trying to find a safe place for them. Unfortunately, the heavy rain and strong winds separated Lou from her owner. Terrified, the dog unsuccessfully searched for shelter from the storm. Unable to find her owner, Lou instinctively rushed to the tiger enclosure and managed to jump inside, thinking it was her only way to stay safe. Celine watched from a distance as the situation unfolded and realized that something terrible could happen. He rushed to the enclosure with the fearsome predators. Meanwhile, 6 adult tigers noticed the terrified Labrador. Lou backed up towards the fence as they started approaching her. It seemed that at any moment the strong predators would tear the poor dog into pieces, trembling from cold and fear. That moment, 3 other, younger tigers got in their way. Of course, these were the same tigers Lou had raised. Now, it was their time to protect their kind adoptive mother from sharp teeth and claws of their fellow tigers. Seeing the 3 young tigers standing up for the dog for some inexplicable reason, the 6 older tigers decided against fighting them and left the potential prey alone. Moreover, when the 6 tigers left to find shelter, the young trio didn't leave Lou, but rather used their powerful bodies to shield their adoptive mother until the end of the typhoon. They protected her from the rain and wind, showing that they hadn't forgotten the love and care she had given them when they were little cubs and desperately needed it. People who got to witness this incident were amazed and inspired by the strong bond that had formed between 2 entirely different species of animals, a bond based on love that hadn't weakened in 2 years. Friends, that's all for today. Like the video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.